today for your free consultation.
A room isn't just a room when it's all about family. It's where your family gathers to watch TV, or read a book, play a game, or celebrate a birthday. It's where you and your family members live your lives together. And your family's furniture store understands this. Arrow Furniture has been your family's #1 furniture store for over 40 years, with 4 convenient locations across the GTA. From our showroom to your home, from our family to yours. Arrow Furniture, making you feel at home since 1969.
Canada's #1 selling Ford dealer is Young Steels Ford Lincoln.
Nobody sells more Fords in Canada than Young Steels Ford Lincoln. We are not satisfied until you are completely satisfied. Home of the MVC. Our customers are always #1.
Whether your business is large or small, our dedicated commercial and fleet team is here to serve you.
We are not satisfied until you are.
Buy your next Ford from Canada's #1 Ford dealer, Young Steels Ford Lincoln.
Is it time to move on?
If you own a home that needs renovations, why bother? I will buy your house as is.
Harold the Mortgage Closer, now buying homes in the GTA and always paying top prices for gold jewelry. Bathurst Street, 1 light south of Lawrence.
At the scene of Toronto's latest fatal shooting. 2 people were killed on College near Spadina early this morning. We'll tell you more about the search for suspects in moments. We continue to learn more details about the 2 bodies pulled from the rubble of this week's fatal home explosion. Those details are just ahead. And Toronto is helping to celebrate Canada's 149th birthday. We'll have a look at some of the events happening today. It is 17 degrees right now and some light rain out there from 299 Queen Street West. This is Toronto's breaking news, CP24. Hello, I'm Anika Elliott. Well, 2 people are dead in the city's latest fatal shooting. Let's go live now to CP24's Tracy Tong at College and Augusta for the latest. And I know we just had an update from investigators, Tracy.
Yeah, that's right. Homicide detectives speaking to the media just a couple of minutes ago, and they confirmed to us that 2 men in their 40s have been pronounced dead following a shooting at an after-hours club on College near Augusta. I'll step aside so you can take a look at the scene here. You'll see the area has been taped off. There are a number of evidence markers on the sidewalk, and you'll see there homicide detectives consulting with Toronto police officers that are on scene here outside of that after-hours club. Now, police say that this was a club that was illegal, that it did not have a license to operate at the time, and about 30 people were inside when a number of shots rang out inside that club. 3 people were shot inside at least. Police say that the 2 have been pronounced dead, and there was a 3rd shooting victim that was also taken to hospital in serious condition. They say that a possible 4th victim could be involved in this as well, that a shooting victim walked himself into hospital, but they are still trying to confirm whether that victim is related to this scene here at Augusta and College. Now, police say that they are at this time looking for 2 to 3 suspects, 2 to 3 men that got away either on foot or in vehicle. They are not sure, and they don't know what direction they left the scene in. Right now, they're trying to gather video. They're also trying to gather witness statements. Again, there were about 30 people inside right now, so police are appealing to any that left before speaking to police to reach out to either 14 division officers or homicide or Crime Stoppers. Back to you.
Okay, Tracy Tong, thank you so much for this. Well, police are also investigating after shots were fired near Black Creek Drive and Lawrence. They were called to Queens Drive and Upwood just before 11:30 last night. They found 2 shell casings on the scene, but didn't locate any victims. Anyone with information is being asked to contact police. It is now 10:32 and 17 degrees. Let's get a check on weather and traffic. We'll bring in CP24's weather specialist, Jill Colton. I feel like it's getting cooler.
I would agree with that, Anika, for sure. The winds will eventually shift to the northwest, so it will feel a little bit chillier later on this evening. But even right now, because we're not getting any sunshine and we're getting light rainfall, it is contributing to that temperature decline. So 22 degrees is our high, gusting winds around 50 km later on today. So when this rain comes to an end, we're we're not out of the woods quite yet because we are looking at a risk of thunderstorms later on this afternoon. It looks like, I would say more so around the 407. That is likely where we will see some cell development. However, we can't rule out the possibility that we will get a thunderstorm in the downtown core. It looks like for fireworks, this will clear out. Instead, the winds will just be gusty. Last year, we were 23.8 degrees. 25 is our new normal. I would say closer to 26. Today, we will be below that, but by Sunday, we will be hot and humid once again. We'll talk about more in your long range coming up. Back to you.
All right, Jill, thank you so much. Let's check out the roads now. The 401 at Yorkdale looking west towards Kiel. The roads are slick out there. Please drive according to the road conditions. Haven't spotted anything recently on the main routes, but there is, I should mention, west of the city, westbound 401, west of Curtis Road, actually blocking a left lane. Let's show you what's happening on the DVP at Lawrence. North and southbound filling in normally there, and the Gardner Expressway at Bathurst. That, at this point, is lightly traveled on the westbound side, but looks like there is a slowdown heading eastbound on the Gardner. There are people trying to get off that ramp. Not sure if there's a problem, but it certainly is slow right now. Well, a man has been struck and killed by a truck in Brampton. It happened around 12:30 near Vankirk Drive and Sandalwood Parkway, north of McLaughlin Road. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Police say the victim is an 18-year-old man. This happened on a commercial property. Police have now identified one of two bodies pulled from the rubble of the house that exploded in Mississauga, and it appears to be the victim's missing husband. The body of 55-year-old Diane Page was found the day of the explosion. She owned the home on Hickory Drive with her husband, Robert Nadler. He has been missing and has not checked in with his parole officer since the explosion. Sources say Nadler spent time in jail for killing a friend back in the 80s. Forensic tests will confirm whether the body found yesterday is his. Police are also looking into handwritten notes found near the scene. Homicide detectives are monitoring the case, but have not officially taken over the investigation. Officials are excavating the scene slowly and carefully.
In this circumstance, the house, of course, is not secure. The walls and everything and floors have been blown out. So of utmost importance is the emergency personnel and their safety. So it's very difficult to you can't just go right in and look through. So we have to slowly and carefully remove debris in order to get closer to the center of it all.
Around 30 homes are still under an evacuation order and need to have utilities restored before residents can return. Well, two Halton police officers are recovering after they were injured in Burlington yesterday. They were called to Plains Road near Brant Street yesterday afternoon for reports of a domestic disturbance. The officers were immediately attacked by a man with a knife when they entered the home. The one officer was stabbed in the head and another was bitten on the arm. A family member was also injured. The officers used a stun gun on the 22-year-old suspect and took him into custody. He is being held for psychiatric assessment. No injuries reported in a single vehicle rollover on Allen Road. It happened around 5 this morning in the southbound lanes at the Glen Grove Avenue. The owner of this BMW somehow lost control of the vehicle, crashing into a pole. Traffic Services is handling the investigation. No word on any charges. And a collision led to an assault on the Danforth last night. Police say a car crashed into a parked SUV on the Danforth at Logan at around 11:30 last night. An altercation ensued and the driver of the car was taken into custody. He could face charges of assault and impaired driving. A man was taken to hospital after he crashed his vehicle into a pole. This was the scene on Finch at Heathview, just east of Bayview, shortly after 2:30 this morning. Police say the driver hit a curb, lost control of his car, and slammed into the pole. Alcohol is not believed to be a factor in this crash. Police in York Region have seized a large quantity of drugs from the scene of a car crash. They responded at 1:30 this morning to a collision at the intersection of Highway 7 and Weston Road. According to reports from the scene, at least 2 people were transported to hospital. The drugs were seized during a search of the vehicle. The driver was taken into custody. The 407 has reopened now between Keele and Jane following a fire. A portion of the highway was closed briefly around 4:30 this morning after a fire broke out at a paving company. Officials were concerned about large propane tanks in the vicinity. Firefighters were able to bring the fire under control. No one was injured. One of Toronto's all-star players on the court is staying with the Raptors. According to the Associated Press, DeMar DeRozan agreed early this morning to the basic framework of a 5-year deal. DeRozan and the Raptors still had some financial terms to work out, but both sides agreed that he would be staying put. Reports indicate the shooting guard will earn an average of $27 million a year with the team. DeRozan can sign on or after July 7th, which is when the league's off-season moratorium on player movement expires. And Raptors' Jonas Valanciunas tweeted his reaction, saying, "Canada has 2 reasons to celebrate today. Happy Canada Day and congrats on re-signing DeMar DeRozan." And you know what? It's time to celebrate, as we've been mentioning, our home and native land. Parties are planned across the country today to celebrate Canada's 149th birthday. The nation's capital is always home to one of the biggest on the lawn of Parliament Hill. It will include an appearance by the Prime Minister and the Governor General, who also released a video message to mark today.
I've seen firsthand in cities and towns across this vast land all of these acts of kindness, of justice, of respect, and remembrance taking place. Welcoming refugees, fighting fires, striving for reconciliation, remembering veterans. These are just a few of the reasons why I say we desire a better country. These are challenging times, but Canadians understand how much we have in common. And Canada is our common ground. 1 year from now, we'll mark the 150th anniversary of Confederation. So let's keep desiring a better country for all. What better gift could we give? Happy birthday, Canada.
And a party to celebrate Canada's birthday is underway at Queen's Park today. Residents will be treated to a display of arts and crafts, as well as music, midway rides, and performances from the cast of Fame, the musical, and Alice in Wonderland as well. Queen's Park Circle is closed between Bloor and College. The City of Toronto is hosting its annual celebration at Mel Lastman Square this evening. There will be live music, circus acts, and patriotic face painting. There will also be fireworks at around 10:15. Southbound Yonge Street will be shut down between North York Boulevard and Parkholme Avenue starting at noon. The annual Canada Parade will run through Scarborough today. Brimley will be closed from Progress to Ellesmere from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Ellesmere will be shut down from Midland to McCowan. Also, if you're looking for something to do after the evening's festivities and all the fireworks, the bars will be open late. A large number of establishments in Toronto will be serving alcohol until 4 a.m. The extended last call coincides with a number of Pride-related events. Here's a look now what's open and closed today. CF Promenade, CF Markville, CF Toronto Eaton Centre, Square One and Vaughan Mills are among the shopping malls that will be open for business. There are also a number of attractions open, including the AGO, the Science Centre, the ROM, and Canada's Wonderland. As for what's closed, government offices and banks, most major grocery stores, the Beer Store and LCBO, and by the way, there won't be any mail delivery. The TTC will be operating on a holiday schedule today. And people staying in town for the weekend are in for a real treat at the